Good morning, sweet friends. This is an interesting message. I was going to go in and film it on my computer, but there's just something about the atmosphere of being outside, and it was YouTube Collective is so different than TikTok Collective, and sometimes like I intermix some of the readings across because there is some overlap, but like this is different. This is definitely different, and I kept hearing, "Do you hear what I hear?" And I was like, that's a Christmas song. And I'm like, that interesting about like Christ, but it was just that. And then I was sitting with that and I was like, no, whatever. And then I was sitting and wanting to connect to this energy that's present with this collective specifically. And I got this card, Diving for the Light. And then at the bottom of the deck, we have Be the Hunter, Not the Hunted. And in the process of like reading those, I'm getting that like deeper feeling. Then, you know me, I have to tell you all the things that happened beforehand because it all kind of interconnects. I lifted up my coffee mug to drink it and there was an earwig underneath it. And so again, the connection to the ear and listening and like, okay, cool. Took me a second to get there. Like I knew where it was leading. There was this process of sharing it with you guys that needed to connect some pieces. So welcome for my new faces. I'm Izzy. I go by 8th House Mercury here. On my other account, I go by Astrology, where I do evolutionary astrology. Over there, I've posted a new moon in Cancer YouTube video, and it's delicious. So after this, if you feel that call to understand what's coming up, go check it out. I'm drinking my bulletproof coffee, and today I put a egg yolk in it for some extra oomph. Okay, so this sort of all of this that's coming through, because these two cards and the messages that come with them is essentially like diving for light. You are not somebody who does surface level like exploration. Like I'm seeing people that would just like skirt around and now they're showing me like ice skating, like staying on the surface, and you're like, no, there's something beneath this. There's something deeper. You're the type of person that investigates things, probably more of a heightened hypervigilance because of your upbringing, and so you're always kind of peering around the corners or looking in the dark shadowy spots where people choose not to look, and you're diving for light. And this essentially is talking about like not going after artificial things, right? Where it's easy to just cultivate an outer expression of light, this surface level, like, oh, look at my accolades, look what I've done. You're doing this deeper excavation of like reconfiguring, rewiring, rebuilding yourself, and it's cultivating your true light from within. And that, my friend, is felt, right? It's almost like, who is that person? What do they have going? Like what is different about them? And this card, Be the Hunter, Not the Hunted, is really speaking to this experience of you're stepping outside of the energy of prey. You're becoming the predator, like not in a dark way, but you're like getting your power back. And I just saw 333 on the clock. Like you're getting your like this, it feels very like, oh, whoa, actually, like this is my life and I get to do what I desire with it. And this sort of ear, like, do you hear what I hear? And this like ear sort of thing is you're realizing how subtle the programming has been around you with your environments that you've been inhabiting. And it's been this like unweaving of the small, subtle thoughts and the reverberations of the energy that has been imprinted on you in your life and how you've continued to continue that process. And so there's sort of this like witnessing what is happening. This is so complex. Witnessing what is happening between what people are saying to you, right? Especially people that I feel like are on their way out of your reality right now, where it's like you're almost seeing so clearly how programmed people are around you to just stick to the status quo and to stick to the mundane muggle life. Yeah, and like it feels like parasitic energy, like that's what was coming through, and like the do you hear what I hear, where it's just like there's a sound deeper underneath. It's like there's been blockages around like your ability to hear truth, and now that that's clear, it's like it's been a shock to your nervous system. Yeah, we have new beginnings and burden. Yeah, where it's just like, ooh, I just heard like people like, yeah, I'm just feeling this like negative, like where you've just kept yourself so small. Like I'm just hearing this negative, like you're a burden, you're too much, like, yeah, you're asking for too much. That's impossible. Or like, you need to be afraid, you need to be afraid, you need to have fear. And just this like fear energy just being shared. And it doesn't feel like it was necessarily malicious, but it isn't conducive for your growth. And now that your ability to truly hear the truth and to step into, okay, they want me to read a little bit more about this card. Do you feel that you're at the beck and call of circumstances, situations, relationships that are outside of your control? Is your attention being called away from what you love and from your passionate focus upon your journey and your creative self-expression? Are you feeling roped into becoming a support, tonic, savior, and heal all others? There's a big difference between healthy supportiveness in a relationship, which includes healthy self-support, and ignoring your own journey out of misplaced guilt, shame, unworthiness, and the belief that others are more important than you. That's not compromise. That's unhealthy and neglectful of yourself. That is like the truth of this. Now, we have this card of new beginning. I feel like I have a song called like New Beginning or something. We have the King of Wands. And we've got this little ant who's just hanging out on my finger. Hi, guy. Oh, him's cleaning himself. Hi, buddy. Okay. Let him go back over there. Interesting. And we have the Four of Cups at the bottom here, which this new moon that is on my other channel that's coming up is ruled by the Four of Cups. And there's this sort of like reflective energy that is happening with what's coming up astrologically. But this being at the bottom of the deck, it's sort of like actually understand. Oh, I heard like I'm the shit from the Cat's Eye song. Like understanding that you're doing it. And underneath the hunter and not the hunted is spirals of manifestation. Like you already feel the like webs of things coming into your life, the connection of things coming into your life, new beginnings, Three of Cups, and then we have the Five of Wands, Five of Swords. Woof. There's this fear of like, okay, tell me more about this. Three of Wands, yeah. It's about you actually making the change in your life that has been like sort of present in your sphere of like, if I do this, like I'm going to be compromised. Like there's going to be some sort of it just feels spooky. And it's the unknown, because what you're doing for yourself is you're actually choosing to no longer be the tonic and the savior for other people. You are choosing to save yourself. And sometimes in that process, it means that we have to step away from our known reality. High Priestess is at the bottom here. And then the Magician. Oh, y'all, like, this to me is like my favorite divine pair. Because it's like the masculine magic and the feminine magic. Like, you are. I heard you're a shining star, no matter who you are. Oh, I was asking for my spiders and now I see one. There's a really big big guy crawling over there. So cute. Ooh, totally distracted me. It's 10:10 on the timer. That, yeah. I feel like you're trying to avoid this tower moment, and I meant to show the tower moment, but the lovers, I guess. The tower, there we go. For a good chunk of you, the amount of energy that you've been holding for these past circumstances that you're stepping away from, the amount of energy and that you've been holding for them, and I just split to the lovers again, has kept you from actually finding the love that you desire. Now, I want to help with the deeper integration of this energy as you're moving through. So Spirit, can we, ow, the card just stabbed me. Can we help them? Yeah, it's kind of like you're avoiding the pain, but you can't avoid the pain. We have Neptune immutable. With Neptune having gone retrograde, there's sort of this deeper reflection on self-love and like true self-love. And it's like, oh, like self-love is actually putting myself first and actually saying no to things that are no longer in alignment for me. 5 of Swords, 5 of Wands. Like there is like this tension around the change that you feel called to take. Again, how can we support? We already know that Mercury, you just have to do it. You just have to say the thing and do the thing. Okay. And Virgo. Yeah, Mercury, Virgo, and the Sun. And then 33. I feel like, again, with this sort of, there's a lot of ideas that are happening in your mind of like what's going to come of this. Do know that you have the power and the capacity to make this change, to actually move through this transitional phase. You do. You absolutely do. Yeah. It's actually going to show you how powerful you really are. And I feel like that's going to be the fuel to your fire to move into your next space. Now tell me on the other side of this. We see the Three of Cups, King of Wands. We've got the Magician and High Priestess as well. So there really is this like celebratory energy, movement into balance. Yeah, it's like after this change, finding a new balance. I heard like finding a new level to operate upon and growth. Yeah, I'm just literally seeing like a new plateau. Like you've been at this plateau and there's going to be this sort of like rough terrain of like the transition, but then you're gonna get to it and you're gonna be like, oh my God. And then unlimited possibilities. Like I heard like the world is your oyster once you do this. Now, I want to inquire about something that you don't know. I mean, we have the Eight of Cups. Like, you know that you're leaving things behind. A higher perspective as this plane is coming through, if we can get that. We have Temperance, the Ten of Wands, and the Knight of Wands. Ooh. Okay, that's now making sense. So, I had this moment today on my run where I was running and there was this small tiny voice in my head that was like, I don't want to keep going. I don't want to. And then I like noticed it and I was like, but that's actually not true for me in this moment. What is that? Who is that? Where did that come from? And it's almost like I'm getting this feeling from you guys of like, you're noticing those small little hesitancies that come up, those words, right? Where are they coming from? And it's like you actually have more gas in the tank than what you think you do. And that is the breakthrough in this process, is really understanding the power of your mind. Now now it's making sense with all this other energy. I was like, oh, what? You actually are far more capable. It's been like I'm seeing like these webs of like, if we could take words or like people's like beliefs and like they were like ropes. It's like I'm seeing them wrapped around you and your energy, and it's like you're like, wait, but these aren't real. Just have been choosing to believe in them. And actually, I know my energy is a lot bigger than this, and I know my capacity is a lot bigger than this, because insert results like in your life and things that you have accomplished. Like, you've done some profound things. And so it's like in that process, it's like, oh, actually, I can do this. So even though the 10 of Wands is about completion, and like then the Knight of Wands is there saying, actually, we can go the distance. And now I'm hearing like Hercules, like you are in the training grounds of your deepest desires. And it's like, am I worth it? This is like the last stretch. Like I'm literally seeing this is like the last like 3%. And most people tend to quit at like 97% of a project, right? Where you're almost done and it's like, oh no, it's no big deal. And it's like, this is actually the part where you deepen into true trust with yourself at the end of the day. Like, this is, I'm trusting myself so completely to actually move through this transitional phase. And we got the Tower, we got the Wheel of Fortune. Like, you keep trying to avoid the fact that there's massive endings coming in your life, and you can't, and you know this. And so I feel like a broken record with this reading. A lot of the collective readings have been this very similar energy, and I'm just trusting that it really is that push over the edge that some people are needing, and that confirmation that like it's gonna be okay. And this really is the next higher like echelon for you. It is. And I'm gonna ask for advice from your future self. Divine timing and home. Like, you are, it's kind of like the home that you've been searching for is like right under your nose, and it's you. And it's unraveling in this process of deeper self-trust, of deeper exploration. And your future self is saying like, trust me, like that space that you desire, that home situation, that like divine spot is what it feels like. It feels very like you have it. You know what that looks like for you. Divine timing, like it's there in your future. And the reason that you have that desire for this sort of experience is because it is your future. Again, unlimited possibilities. One last card from this deck. Oh, that was a lot. There's so many ants. Seeing the true you. That's what is happening in this process. It's this external opportunity for you to actually see you. And I'm just seeing you like burst free of like every fucking limitation that's ever been placed upon you. And then the sun in 33, like you're next level, about to enter that next level of you. Okay, I love you all so much. I'm gonna leave this message here. I have 2 natal chart readings left open and a few other reading options if anybody is interested. I love you.